Next up on our set, the St. Mary's Gaels. 60% of this roster made up by freshmen and sophomores. Zariah Okuso.
Alcuso, yes.
Alcuso
Yes.
is one of those sophomores, and Kennedy Johnson, a senior guard, with us as well. Coach Jeff Cameron, good to see you as well.
JV.
Thank you for stopping by.
No problem.
All right, so when you have a roster like this and you're trying to get everyone to coalesce quickly, what are some of the things you do this offseason to bring them together?
Well, we went to Italy.
Good choice.
But all jokes aside, yeah, to be able to go on that foreign tour this summer was amazing. It allowed us to not necessarily fast-track things, but it gave us opportunity to get to know each other and kind of see, get to know each other on and off the court, see the different pieces and potential of this team. And just the camaraderie we built on that trip was awesome.
Kennedy, how was the basketball? How was the competition?
It was okay.
Wasn't WCC caliber?
No, but I feel like it was good games to get underneath our belt, and we just went out there and played freely. I think it was kind of nice to have that competition so early on, too, and just kind of see, like, a taste of what everyone is about and kind of get a feel of just the game and just playing with each other. It definitely gave us a little boost compared to other teams who didn't get the opportunity to play overseas. So it was really cool, but it could have been better.
Oh, we didn't want you to be distracted by the scattering. We wanted itineraries and menus and experiences. That's what we really wanted. Zariah, what was it like for you?
I took on a different role, like just on the sidelines, like coming off more as a leader. But like watching my teammates go out there and just have fun was just a joy for me. Watching everyone like just stick to their game and know what they're capable of was just fun for me to watch. But also, I did like make sure they were meeting the standard and stuff like that. But it was just overall, it was just fun and fun for me to watch my the newcomers coming in and just playing basketball, the game that they love.
Well, no one can provide better advice to newcomers than you, what you did last season. As you reflect on that debut campaign, what made it special?
I would just say, like, coming off of 2 years and, like, that being my first, like, basketball season that I was able to play, like, real games, and then, like, me ending it off with, like, a proud moment for myself, which is getting Freshman of the Year. It was just, like, a full circle moment. Like, everything I've worked hard for, it just, like, catched up to me with also, like, the support I had from my teammates and especially my family. My family almost basically made it to every single game. You can hear them in the stands, but, like, just the full support and just like knowing all that I worked for paid off.
So your father works as an air traffic controller?
Yes.
Do I understand that? And your mom brings the basketball genes?
My mom hooped in college, but they both bring the basketball teams.
Jeff, I feel like that's the perfect recruiting formula. I'm looking for that next student athlete. I want someone with like air traffic sense of the court and basketball genes. Are there more of those out there?
I'm telling you.
In the prep landscape? That's really good. You mentioned the couple of years off the court. Can you give us more detail? What was that experience like? What were you trying to overcome, and what did it feel like to be back?
Yeah, so my junior year of high school, I ended up tearing my ACL, my MCL, and meniscus all in one. It was just like a learning moment, a growth moment. Like I learned to like just grow in areas more off the court, like building a strong mindset that lead me like into my freshman year, like first year of college, like having that strong mindset. And also like I had a lot of time with my family because like I was always on the go with basketball and stuff. So just getting more time with like my siblings, helping them in their sports, and just getting to see more family was great for me.
And you're from Amarillo, Texas?
Yes,
a small town. You feel like you bring a small town Texas identity to Moraga?
Yes, I would say, everyone from Texas, strong, physical, everything big in Texas.
Kennedy, your hometown listed as Hayward, right?
Yes.
So you're a little bit closer to home. What does it mean to you to be able to play so close to your roots?
It means everything. It truly is a full circle moment, it being my last year. And, the reason why I'm here today is because of my family. And so being able for them to finally pretty much be at every single home game and away games, it just means a lot to me. They're my number one supporters. So, this season I'm playing for them and also my team. But it's just going to be a really cool experience. You
were also first team Big Sky when you're up in Idaho. What'd you learn from your years there, and how'd you grow as a player to be ready for this trip through the WCC?
Yeah, my year at Idaho was definitely, I feel like, a learning period for me. It was my first time where I actually got college experience on the floor, where I was being utilized in a way where my team needed me. And so I think I grew into just a more confident player and more confident in my abilities and what I can do on and off the court. It was a really cool experience to have, being able to live in Idaho for a year. I feel like I learned a lot and just seeing a lot of different cultures. And so I just hope to continue where I left off at Idaho and bring it even more to St. Mary's. You know, there's definitely more I can improve in my game, but hoping to just expand on what I did.
Jeff, what were your takeaways from your first season in the WCC? What do you think you know coming into 24-25 that maybe you weren't totally aware of last year?
You know, it's interesting. I've gotten that question. You know, being in the game so long as assistant coach and a head coach, it's so small. So you compete against everyone. So I knew, and I love ball. So I've always watched, you know, even when we weren't playing them and scouting, I watched the WCC. It's super competitive. It's filled with a lot of great coaches that I've competed against even outside the conference when I was in the Big West. So wasn't too many surprises. You know, it's a very competitive conference full of, you know, amazing athletes, student athletes, and like I said, great coaches. And, you know, it's a great conference to be in, you know. So I think it travels a little different from the Big West. You know, you don't have to hop on the flight as much. You're not going to small towns, you know. So I think the travel was the biggest difference compared to the Big West where I've come from. But, you know, I wasn't surprised with the basketball. I love the university, just going on the campuses, and then the basketball environments are pretty cool. We played at Gonzaga when I was at Long Beach. So, you know, I always had a familiarity with the conference and how great it is. And I'm just glad to be here and be part of such a great conference.
And you tapped into some of that history at Long Beach, I understand, to bring in one of your top talents for this year, one of your top newcomers.
Yes. Abby Schaaf, we recruited her when we were at Long Beach. She played a year. She was a freshman on a pretty good team and got a little bit of experience, but someone that, you know, she just fits our culture. You know, she knows what we stand for and the expectations, and she works hard. She's a great student, great family. She's actually from Shasta, so it's closer for her family to get to the games, and they're super supportive. So it's great to have Abby a part of our culture and our program once again.
Some of that familiarity, Washington State and Oregon State.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Your old scouting reports still apply, but from your days at Cal and Colorado,
yes.
You're more than familiar.
Oh, my goodness, Scott. We actually played Oregon State in the NIT when I was at Long Beach, and as well as when I was in the Pac-12. But two great programs. I mean, what Cammie's done at Washington State and Scott has done at Oregon State, the proof's in the pudding. So to be able to compete against them, I wouldn't say I was super excited initially, but all jokes aside, I mean, it's great to add two story and great programs, you know, to the WCC. It's going to be fun.
So, Ryan Kennedy, this can be kind of like the dog days of fall as you finally count down the days.
We were just talking about that.
The liners are getting fewer and far between, right? And you actually start to play basketball and not just rep it. But when you start at Cal on November the 4th, what motivation has that given your off-season program?
Well, we played them last year. We lost, but we didn't lose by many. But it's just like, I know for the returners, like that get back, like they want to prove like we have been working hard on off season and like we have something to prove. So when we come back, I think just like the competition and all that stuff, like we have more of like the competing demeanor, like we want to win and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a great game to start off with. You know, I feel like not a lot of teams start with such high competition to begin with, and I definitely feel like we'll have our loopholes and our things we'll struggle with, but I think it will just come down to competition and how tough we are and knowing that, you know, we belong in the same spaces and really just competing. I feel like everything we're doing right now is for the season and games to come, so just knowing that the work that we put in is we're gonna reap the benefits.
Jeff, how are you trying to replicate what they're about to walk into in the open in practice behind the scenes right now? Is that even possible?
No, I think it's more just in general, just about process. You know, everything we do is to get better and grow as not just basketball players, but as people. And that's one thing we try to teach is just creating habits, you know, that you can carry off the floor. So going into Cal, it's, hey, we're going to compete. You know, that's how really good mid-majors are able to compete against high majors, right? They believe it. They prep at a high level. And again, win or lose, it's about getting better. You know, it's a bigger picture here, right? We play that game to be prepared for March, to be prepared for WCC conference. And Sharma's a good friend of mine, and I work with her. She's doing a great job there at Cal. And, you know, hey, I said, Sharma, we're not scheduling this game to come lose. You know, we're going to come get you. So, you know, our mindset is always to win, but also for us, it's about improving and getting the most out of our ability.
Let me follow up on that longer lens, because you're in your second season with the program, as we said. You're playing in a conference that has a lot of returning talent. Like basically the whole all-conference team is back for more. So not that you're not playing for everything right here and now.
Sure.
But do you look forward to the day when some of these players that you've started the process with can be some of these all-conference returners?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, Z's at that level now, but with so much room to grow. But yes, when you have a young team, I mean, for us, I do believe in culture, you know, and I believe in building culture. I know with the portal and an NIL and the whole landscape, you know, some people are going away from that, and I get it. You know, it's about winning, you know, in most cases. But for us, is we want to win, but we want to build a culture. We want young ladies that believe in staying the course. You know, and I truly believe in that even to this day. Not that the portal we have, obviously Kennedy's here, and but we want to bring in young ladies that fit our culture and can add and continue to grow with the young ladies who have gone through it. So I think for us is, you know, it's just about continuing to build and see our young ladies over the course of time grow. You know, when I was at Long Beach, to see our young ladies go from, you know, freshmen to 5th or 6th year seniors, and how we started at the bottom, and their last year we won 17 games in conference, and we were competing at the top of the conference. And we said when we went there, just like here, that's where we want to be. So that's the goal. You know, the mission is to impact lives through this and empower one another to be great. But the goals are to be one of the best mid-majors in the country and to compete at the top of this conference.
And bond with your community.
Oh,
Moraga
no
is a
doubt.
special place, and when they see faces that they know and love, I'm sure that matters.
To be able to represent a place like Moraga, I mean, you see it on our men's side. You know, what Randy's been able to do there, he could go anywhere, but the community there, you know, is great. And they love, you know, the men's basketball team, but also just all our teams. And yes, I mean, they come out to our games even when we're not doing as well. They support us, and they'll support us even more once we get to the level we want to get to.
Kennedy's homegrown, by the way. She counts.
She sure
Even though
is.
She made it stop somewhere else. She's one of those pieces. And a movie aficionado, I understand.
Yeah, dude, just a little bit.
Can I get some Rex? Because I understand Zarai's a big book reader, too.
Oh.
I mean, I haven't been to the movies recently just because of everything that's going on, but I really do want to see the new one with Pharrell. It's like a Lego movie, and it's about him and his, like, how he got started with music. So I heard that's a good one.
You're looking at the wrong person. I just watch like 4 and 8-year-old fare these days. It's all about robots and Bluey and other things. But I could use a good book recommendation. I hear you're an avid reader.
I read this self-motivation book. It's like.
Is that your favorite genre?
No, I'll read anything, but I've read a lot of like romance books.
There you go.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called.
What our group or
It'll
team
come back to you. Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I always like to have an
No, you're
audiobook
okay.
working. And I'm surprised you have time for recreational reading outside the classroom.
Yeah, I try to make time, like, even if it's late at night, like, just reading, like, just calms me down, like, something outside of basketball, outside of doing schoolwork or going for a walk, like, just laying down or sitting down in a quiet space is just, like, something that calms me down.
And not looking at a screen, which makes it really hard to go to sleep.
Right.
Final countdown to the season, maybe a final thought from each of you, like what's going to lead to success? What's going to define success for the St. Mary's Gaels in 24-25?
I think in general, just competing and just having belief in one another, staying the process, staying the course, not knowing, just giving our 1%, getting 1% better every day. I feel like that's something we strive for here, and not always being so goal driven. I think the season is a long time, but it's also quick at the same time. So really just enjoying the time we have with one another while working hard and trying to be our best versions of ourselves.
Yeah, kind of going off Ken. Also the little things like the standard, our effort, our attitude, communicating and competing, like just bringing that every day, holding one another accountable to like make sure we meet the standard. That way, like we're able to like win games and like just get better and grow as a team.
Yeah, they couldn't have said any better, but meeting the standard. And Z said it perfectly with our effort, our attitude, our communication, how we compete. And for us, just in terms of basketball, we got to defend every night. You know, for us, that's been a staple to my teams and our teams, and it's something that I believe in and something that we're working on, believing in, because it takes effort, right? And it takes a certain attitude. But we defend every night. You know, we'll put ourselves in position to win some basketball games.
It's in the water there in St. Mary's.
Yeah, yes, it is.
It comes with the territory.
Yes, it is.
Enjoy the rest of your time today and in Las Vegas. We wish you a safe, healthy, productive season ahead. Can't wait to see you back in Las Vegas at the end of the year for the conference tournament.